something that seems to be troubling a few people, not that many perhaps, but is impatience. People want to be in a different state to what they currently find themselves in. They want to be happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser, better this, better that, more this, more that, less of this, less of that. And so is that just everything that shows up in our lives shows up at the perfect time. Now, of course, the perfect time is not what you would judge to be the perfect time, because your personality is impatient. It wants the change to happen now. It wants this now. It gets frustrated that it's not happening now. And sometimes, they can be frustrating when things don't sort of turn out as you want them to, or in the time frame that you want them to. But I do believe that everything does manifest in its own perfect time. And that's been my experience anyway. But then it's it's easy to say that in hindsight, that everything showed up at the perfect time. But when you're lost in some drama and it's uncomfortable, then we can justify all sorts of things happening with all sorts of words. Like I would say, well, it's all happening in its own perfect time, but that doesn't mean that I'm happy with that or comfortable with that. But the more that I've walked this path, the more obvious all of that's become. And there seems to be no further need for me to become anxious or want to change anything or be impatient, because everything happens and we don't know the reasons why things are slow, because the shadow, the personality that exists, that tends to control much of our lives, is unknown. I mean, we don't know it, so we can't know what the ideal timing is, because we tend to get in the way of any answers that might be forthcoming. And then, of course, we're still seeing any future possibilities through a very limited filter system of our expectations, of our experiences, of our personality. And so we weigh all of this up, and then we want things to happen immediately, but they very rarely do. But there's often very good reason for things not happening. One of which could quite easily be that this is not the right path for you. And we've been going through this. I've had this with a few people relating to their business ventures just recently, where things aren't showing up, they're not falling in order. There's sort of seems to be lots of challenges and conflict arising for whatever reason. And if we look back, I mean, there's lots of stories about this, but if we look back, we could see, well, perhaps it wasn't the right decision to be made. It wasn't the right path to take. It wasn't the right time, because something else was happening that we weren't aware of. And had we pushed things, had we tried to make things a little bit more speeded up, then we could have created more problems for ourselves. And looking back at some of the more recent